Andrea, we did not like the last Mystery Island, either of us, and I am a Mystery Islands fan. But did it redeem itself in House Rules? Let's find out.
Let's find
This
out.
this is Eric.
This is Andrea.
This is Hallmark Mysteries
And
and
more.
more. We are getting all the Christmas movies announced, which I guess is somewhat
Or they,
exciting.
as this is out, it's rumored it's going to be released on my birthday, which is September 17th.
Wait, what is being
Like the Christmas movies. Supposedly they're going to be released.
oh,
Like all of them are supposed to be dropping. That's what's out on the
which
internet
is
streets.
yesterday, by
Now,
the way.
as I know, I say, as we're recording, we'll see if I'm right or not.
Yes,
We were recording on the 16th
Well,
in
Hallmark
between.
Enthusiast goes and just releases all the cover arts and the thing like that. So I
Yeah.
guess I don't know when they're happening, but yeah, she
That is what the rumors were by several people are saying the 17th. So we'll see. We'll see.
and for your birthday, by the way, I'm sorry I'm not getting anything this year, but I did spend a whole day, well, not a whole day, but
Watching Murder She Wrote.
chunks, no, but trying
Oh,
to find a cameo from Murder She Wrote, from Diagnosis Murder, from like all these things, and nobody in those things do cameos.
well, Murder She Wrote. Unfortunately, most of those people have died.
Well, I was thinking, I
Like
don't know.
you have Grady and Donna, who actually are married in real life. I think they were like the young ones in their 20s on the
Well,
show,
they don't do
and they are
cameos.
now in their 60s and 70s. So
Oh, all
yeah,
right.
yeah. So no, a
Well,
lot of them are. Obviously, Dick Van Dyke's in his 90s. So
he was not on cameo.
oh,
Otherwise,
I'm
he would have had
surprised
Dick Van.
Victoria. I
Otherwise, he
think
would have had Dick Van
Roswell,
Dyke.
like Victoria Ros. I think it's Roswell. She's not on there. I'm surprised by that. She was on
Oh,
Young and the Restless,
oh
and
no,
then no.
she was the one who is the pathologist or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
she's
I
not.
looked for her.
Wow, that would
I
have been my one
Oh,
if
I take it
anyone
back. I take it back.
got bail.
Chart was his name Charlie.
Charlie, yeah,
He was on there, but he was stupid expensive. I don't know
really?
why.
Oh,
Apparently he's a musician.
oh, I don't know.
So I take it back. So
Interesting.
he was on there, but
Which is Jesse
and I
because
did not
Jesse
look.
for Scott Baio.
I would not do Scott Bale. I just wouldn't be able to do that
That's okay. I don't know if I would have liked that one anyway.
one. Well,
Oh.
do you want to talk Mystery Island? Should we
If you're
go?
gonna make me. Okay.
You,
Well, this is called House Rules, and maybe this is the last one. We can only hope. Mystery Island's success raises plans of expansion, and the island team meets their Mystery Mountain counterparts for a friendly murder game. But the fun ends with a murder in plain sight. All right, well, I guess the good news, this was my favorite of all of the Mystery Islands. So I give it like a 3.
all right.
So solid, just kind of middle of the roadish. 20 minutes in, again, this is where I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. And then I don't know if it could be me. It could be a me thing because I couldn't, obviously, Hallmark Plus, for whatever reason, did not air this right away when I could watch it. And so I was watching it today, like hours before we recorded, so I can get it done. But having a full life with children, I kept stopping. Had to
Oh,
make dinner.
yeah.
And so it's a lot of stop, go, stop, go. I literally told my husband, I'm like, I didn't even realize there was a second person murdered.
A third
It's
per.
like, I know. I mean, I got to the third. I did pay
Okay.
attention then, but the second one, I completely missed that whole premise. So I'm like, this is just really hard to, for me to focus. But from what I saw, it was fine. But I not fine enough where I'm like, yeah, let me rewind and let me watch this again. Because sometimes there are mysteries where I'm like, yes, I can't wait to watch this again. This was not one of them per se, but I did enjoy what they tried to do with this. I liked how both sides kind of came, I don't say kind of together for their little game. Um, that was enjoyable. So, and I thought of this. I don't like how they're at the house. Again, I don't like the setting. It's just house, house, house. This one, we had a little bit more outside the home. And so I think that's also why I liked it a little bit more is because we got to see a little bit of whatever island they're on
Mystery.
besides the house.
Right.
Um so for me that's what I have to say. It's fine. Am I like, yes, give me more of these next year? Not really. Like probably at all. not really at all.
Well, we are going to be going to Ireland for you soon.
I thought you meant like us as the podcast. I'm like, what? That's
Yes,
my
we will
birthday.
be.
We're going to Ireland, Eric.
Yes.
What do you
Well,
think? I'm sure you loved it then.
I thought this, I am back on the island because, like I said, I did not enjoy the
You
last
are
one,
on your
but
own island.
I wasn't on because apparently you and I were the only ones who didn't like the last one. Everyone kept bombarding me with like, "Oh, I liked it. I liked it."
Oh, I
So,
heard nobody liked it. I
um,
think we have two different audiences here.
you got the cynics and I have the
I do.
optimists. But people liked it a lot more than we did. This one I just found it like fun, right? It wasn't necessarily what I would say if I'm looking at the whole genre, it was definitely like sort of not it wasn't silly like a Nelly or a Cases, but it was just
Really?
fun. And so I really liked that. And I was like, why is this one just have a different feel to it, other than, like I say, being the fun? And obviously, we'll get into the mystery minute, which was, a twist you just don't see. But
Or
it
do
was
you?
directed by Clare Niederprum, or however you pronounce her last name. And she did Villa Amore, Savoring Paris, An American in Austin, her pen pal. She is a powerhouse director, especially for these movies abroad. So I think she knew how to capture it. And I had it with you as well, where it was so fun going to see like the rest of not just the island, which was awesome, like the golf course and that castle or whatever that building was, like going out exploring. But you also got to see even more of the resort because previous ones, like you're right, they really were. And like I like the first one being in the locked room, right? That was part of the mystery. But then it was like again and again, and you need to see more because it's just seeing like three rooms of that resort kind of
Boring.
got a little stale.
Yeah.
And this one, it was great. Like that is when they're driving on the carts chasing, down the thing. I found that just awesome. So,
So did John Christopher Plummer not have anything to do with this one then?
oh no, he wrote it.
Okay.
Yep. And I remember when we talked, and it was before the last one. He's like, "Oh, but the House Rules, that one is just so much fun." Like he warned me,
Hmm.
or I shouldn't say warned me,
Warned
but
you.
he hinted at what was to come, and
Okay. Okay.
I was like, "Okay." I just thought that I did not expect it to be this because, like I said, it was just. I mean, granted, yes, there's quote unquote some murders, but it was just light. And like I said, I had a really good time watching it. And I also agree with you. It was fun seeing like their counterparts from Mystery Mountain. So it was like everyone was like sort of paired up with their, you know, kind of job doppelganger and
Yeah.
just seeing how they interacted. I thought that was a fun little twist. And then, like I say, for me, it just was so different from that premise than what we typically see in any of the mysteries. And so I think that was part of the reason why I enjoyed it so much.
Mystery Minute then. So spoiler if you have not seen it. Just fast forward. I'm gonna spoil it. So I'm just throwing it out there.
You
So
have to. You have to.
personally, I actually saw this twist coming. I was like, there's going to be no murder. Like, she wasn't murdered. This is just pretend. This is part of the game. So I actually had it solved as soon as she disappeared. I was like, oh, this is. And then when they said a second murder, I was like, oh, well, again, half paying attention. But then the third one, I was like, that's paint on the wall. That's not even blood. And then sure enough, I'm like, oh, well, I solved that. And so, of course, like, so to me, some of that was probably took away from me maybe enjoying this one more, is because I was like, oh, I kind of solved that. Um, and sometimes we say it doesn't take away, but this one, because I feel like it would have been a great twist if I wouldn't have thought of it right away. But just knowing that there are other gamers, I'm like, this has to be end game. Like, this is probably what's going on. If they would have, like, if she would have died and still been there, okay, maybe that would have been a different thing. Like, if they would have left her body there and then, overnight, like that, I would have maybe been like, oh yeah, maybe this is a real murder. But yeah, did you solve it?
So I thought I was solving it, but I'm like, nah, that it can't be no murder. Hallmark doesn't do that. And I just like I was thinking that that's where it had to go, right? Because how
Yeah,
the bodies just keep disappearing. Like
yeah,
who's hauling them away or
yeah.
whatever. but I was like, no, it can't be. It can't be. So when it actually was, I was surprised
You're
because,
like, I
like I
talked
say, I
myself out of this.
yeah, I just didn't think Hallmark would play that game, and they did. So I found it, like I say, did you see it coming? And it's kind of like hard to explain otherwise. Yeah, but like I said, I just had fun watching this one.
Well, the romance, I mean, hey, we had the first kiss. So, yay, I didn't care, but yay for that.
Yeah,
What about
they.
you? Did you care?
All right, I'll say at the beginning when they were about to have the kiss, when they were out on, the island and walking around, I was like, "Oh, Jason, you're not like he just wasn't being very convincing of this being real romance. He seemed like he was reading, and I was like, "Oh no." And it was like so early on, and I still had some scar tissue from the last episode. I'm like, "Oh, this one's not going to go well." But then at the end, when they finally came together, I thought it was cute, especially she's like, "You know what? I'm gonna do what I want to do," kind of thing, and just came up. And then um, you had Janie and Carlos come out and see them, and like, "Oh, hey, it's all good." So I thought it was cute. The beginning was a little rough, but at the end, they made it work.
I will say, mentioning kind of the callbacks, I did like how they brought in, if I liked this series more, I think I would have liked that, how they called it back to the first movie, how they had the founder's head and
Yeah.
how they did the twist. And like, I mean, who would have thought to like rotate this, the statue to find the glasses? And, I like how they did try to do callbacks and even that character. I don't remember him from that first movie, and how he was brought back. Did you? Like they had
Oh,
that flashback of
yeah.
him. Totally didn't remember him
Oh,
at
yeah.
all. And
Yeah.
so if I was more invested in these movies, I think that would have been a little fun wink. So I mean, I just do want to shout that out because I think that was fun, even though I'm not a big fan of these movies. I like how they did some of that callback.
I forgot I had another note that I forgot to write down. So the Telemachus, that was, part of the main clue at the beginning when they thought that was one of the big clues. And it was Telemachus, he was the archer that they were talking about from the Odyssey. So
What is the name?
Telemachus. So
What is
he's
this? Is this in the movie?
yes, he's the son of Odysseus in the Odyssey. So major, obviously, literature,
Snooze fest
which
in high school.
no, shame on you. That is one of my favorite books of all time,
Oh
The
my gosh,
Odyssey.
I
And
hated that book.
to the point where when I was first having kids, well, prior to having kids, and I was telling my wife, if we have a boy, we're naming him Telemachus. We are totally going with Telemachus, of which my wife was not on board with. And it wasn't until when I
Don't blame
heard
her there.
someone, once again dating myself, but at a Blockbuster screaming at their kid with just a horrible name. And I'm like, okay, wait, I cannot be yelling in public, Telemachus, put that down because it would be too annoying. So I ended up naming my dog, um, my dog Penelope after Odysseus's wife. And then I was going to do Odysseus, but I'm like, no, because everyone, when I named her Penelope, just called her Penny. I'm like, if I name him Odysseus, everyone will just call him Odie. And I didn't want a dog Odie. So there you go. There's the Greek epic poetry part of this podcast.
So we have very different takes on the Odyssey as well as the Princess Bride.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And Michael
And diagnosis
Bolton,
murder.
Kenny G.
Shoot. Well, now this just, I understand.
Now we're in a brawl.
Different takes on Mystery Island. Well, shoot, my character corner. Okay, I picked this character and then she was killed off like instantly. Regan Jones, the cop from the other game, played by Ava Brennan. I was like,
But she
oh, who
wasn't
am I?
killed.
Well, I know, but
Right.
like she was taken away from us and like didn't have as many scenes then. But
Yeah.
I was writing her down like, oh, I love her. She's great. Love her acting and then boom, she's gone. So I'm like, I'm still picking her. So she gets my nod for my character because she was my standout character.
It's like Steve London Mistletoe Murders.
It is. I'm like, yes. No. There goes that.
All right.
As soon as I started typing it, I was like, I bet she's going to get killed because I picked her this fast. She's going to get killed. And sure enough.
Mine was Sue Ann Braun, who played Morgan, the new butler who replaced
Oh, yes.
Frederick.
I like
And
her.
I thought she was fun because she, in the last one, they sort of introduced her, but she didn't
Just
have
too much.
anything,
Yeah.
right? She was just sort of barely there. And in this one, I really liked how she was like totally in there helping solve the mystery. And they really gave the character a lot of uh, just flavor here,
Yeah.
as opposed to, like I said last time, it's like, oh, replaced Frederick, who I liked Frederick. I
Yeah.
thought he was interesting. And then they replaced with, wallpaper. But she got to completely shine in this one. So that was a whole lot of fun. To which I'll do my 6 degrees of April Tulloch,
Oh, boy.
who she starred with with Brooke Shields in A Castle for Christmas, which I think was on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. And
I
Brooke
watched it.
Shields was Brennan Elliott in Flower Shop
Yeah.
Mysteries, one of the most underrated mysteries in my opinion, who was with Barbara Niven in Crossword Mysteries and or Barbara Niven, as we know, is Dolores, and Hannah Swenson, Reality Bites, April Tulloch.
Oh, my gosh.
We can get there all the way from England. We get back
I
to
do
April
enjoy
Tulloch.
your deep dives into that. So that is kind of fun. Well, I stayed with Ava Brennan for my trivia because I'm
All
like,
right.
I was looking to see, and I'm like, well, let me just discover who she is. She started out in Broadway. Her big break was The Lion King. She's also
Oh,
done Hamilton and The Secret Lives of Bees. And then her acting philosophy is simple: the stage is a place of honesty. She believes that the audience can feel sincerity and always responds to genuine emotions. So I thought that was kind of fun as well, that's maybe why I
that,
was drawn to
that,
her because
I was
I
gonna say
could
that
feel
seems
that.
like you're
Yeah.
right up your alley there.
Right. That's why I was like, maybe that's why I picked her when I read that. I'm like, all right, she nailed it.
You
Nailed it,
had
this
this
Hallmark
you
movie.
had this spiritual connection to
I
her.
did. I was like, yep, that's why.
Well,
What do you
I
got?
I hope I don't have a spiritual connection to mine then,
Uh-oh.
because Elizabeth Henstridge, she's come a long way from when she first was working, where one of her first jobs was standing on the street trying to talk people into coming and getting tested for chlamydia. I'm thinking, what a job. Hey, you,
What
you want to
what
come,
a trivia piece to
strangers,
bring us, Eric.
what
What a
strangers?
trivia piece.
And then another, speaking of coming a long way, you had Sophie Meister, who played Inga, who was the counterpart. She was the one who had committed murder, and she
Yep.
was the new hostess, right?
But
Or
like,
new butler. But it
what did
was
we just
accidental homicide.
really?
Yeah,
What did
she
she
turned
do?
out they accused her of murder, and that's how he got to leave the room. But regardless, she was
No,
born
but how
in
was it accidental?
oh, she was black ice, and so it was an accident. But somehow I don't quite understand why she
Okay.
would still be prosecuted for like, manslaughter, but
Interesting.
um
Hmm.
regardless. But she was born and raised in East Germany. So if you think about being born and raised in a communist country, you probably aren't thinking, oh, in a few years, I'm going to be on this beautiful island filming this luscious, gorgeous, movie. So I have to say, Sophie, you come a long way from your East German roots. You better
Oh
than I
boy.
don't know what's worse, her
I don't know.
Elizabeth's job or Sophie being born in East Germany. They
Oh
both aren't don't
God.
sound like things I would have wanted to
Well, at least my trivia was better. All right. So Hallmark and chill. Okay, I've mentioned this Murder She Wrote episode before, but when I was walking my dog trying to think of which one, this is still the one that came to me. So Deadly Games. It's the virtual reality one where Jessica's wearing her gloves. I think maybe it's in like if you go on Instagram and you do like the GIFs, I think they have that one of her like looking all funny. But that's the one it reminds me of just because of the game aspect. Like she
Like
is
they
a
had her doing virtual reality, like still that's kind of
I
progressive
know.
for
Murder She Wrote, I told you Murder She Wrote's done it all. But that's the game aspect is like there was actually a murder in the game and then it kind of comes to happen outside the game. So that's what I got.
all right. Well, I had I have two movies. I have Clue, which is like a regular old
Ha,
feature. Because I just thought
I
this had kind of like
finally
that
watched
fun,
that. Do you like
fun.
Clue, the movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't know if you would. I personally also, it's a it's a
It,
trip. The first
it
time you watch it, you're like, what is going on? But
and
it's kind of a fun, wacky
right,
movie.
and that's kind of the vibe. What I'm saying, I got the same kind of vibe from this
You like
particular
those
one.
wacky.
So I do. I'm a wacky guy. I saw Clue in the movie theater when it was released. Just
I
once
don't
again,
think I
aging myself.
I don't think I was born.
But then, uh, I
Wasn't
think
it
you
the
were born.
70s?
No, 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 no. No, it was in the 70s. It
All
was in the
right.
80s.
Well, you keep talking. I'm gonna Google.
Uh, Death in Paradise, which is over on
Oh,
BritBox,
I was
and
1 year
it
old. 1 year
there
old.
you go. My parents probably would have taken me to see it then, but they took me to see Jaws when I was 7, so and Hair, which is completely inappropriate movies. But Death in Paradise takes place in a Caribbean island. It's a whole series. I want to say there's like gone through multiple detectives. I think it's Beyond Paradise I have not seen yet, which is now in Australia. But it's just got that whole, island feel to all the mysteries, of which Mystery Island obviously has. And we got to experience a lot more in this particular one. So it's also kind of more on the light side of the cozy mystery. It's got a lot of humor in it with some kind of wacky characters. So I think you'd like it.
Might give it a
By the
shot.
way, Amazon, or was it Prime Days, is coming up in beginning of October, and you have to keep an eye out to see if we can get you the penny subscription
Oh
for BritBox
yeah.
and Acorn.
Everyone listening. There we go.
So
That's our
I
homework.
I got it earlier this over the summer when they did like the Prime Day thing for
Love
a
that.
couple channels, and I know they had BritBox. I think they had Acorn. Obviously a penny, whatever, and it's 2 months, so you could binge a lot of shows.
Well, I'm gonna give us our viewers ratings. Now, I just posted the poll a few hours ago, so it's early polls. And as I was gonna pull that up, can I just do a shout out? Because we're gonna do a rankings episode soon. And one of my top movies from this year, the leading actress, I had commented, I said, this is one of my favorite movies this year. And she just commented, thank you so much with a heart. So I am now very
Are
excited.
we talking our big
Don't
disagreement?
spoil my favorites, but
Oh,
potentially.
oh, well, good for you.
I was excited. So looking at our poll results, again, we're only, when did I post this?
Hey,
How
we
many
had
hours ago? 3 hours ago.
Neil Matter, uh,
Niall?
Niall, excuse me,
Yeah.
like ours, and he's never on social media back when we did a Providence Falls. So that was like, whoa. But go ahead,
Man.
sorry.
Well, here's what we have for this movie. 5 out of 5, 12%. 4 out of 5, 50%. 3 out of 5, 38%. So, and
That's
not a ton of votes. Usually more people vote. So I'm guessing people haven't watched it yet or are not watching
It's
it
going to
because
be
that's
on what's on
also,
Hallmark Plus now, and I assume it will be on Hallmark Mystery next weekend.
yeah, I
Because
think
that's
they
how they've been
said,
doing it.
yeah, whatever reason. I'm not really sure why. But next week, I know we had talked about doing Rosemary and Thyme, but we are going to scrap that. And we're going to do Private Eyes season 2,
Private
episodes
eyes, they're
10 through
watching you.
18.
So
I've
here,
already watched them all. Eric is not yet. So I'm
that
excited.
the theme song to that. It's the only one where
That gets me
whenever they
hype.
do credits, I always skip ahead, skip intro, whatever. I watch, and I'm binging, right? So I'm watching multiple in a row,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
keep doing it. I'm just like, so good, so good. I wish they would have
Well,
like actually done the whole song and released it on Spotify. It would be on my playlist in a heartbeat.
well, that's what we have. And then we're going to do a rankings episode from our January through September movies. We're going to review Haunted
Oh, wait,
Harmony.
you know what? We've talked about doing this. We're doing all movies, right? Not mysteries, all
Correct.
movies.
Yep.
Because
And
ranking the
then,
mysteries, we'd be able to do in
oh,
one
yeah,
hand.
right. We'd be like, and here are the two. And then we're going to do a Christmas preview before the Christmas starts, which will be very soon. So that takes us into,
And we have a
oh
special
no,
guest.
for the preview show.
Yeah.
Or are you okay? I didn't know. I'm like, Eric's got an interview. Michael
No,
Bolton.
no,
If you're interviewing Michael Bolton, please, I
no,
need
but
to be
I
on that
am. I
interview.
talked to Cindy Busby, and she's going to be coming on.
Is she doing a Hallmark movie?
I don't know. I'll find out.
Oh, well, there you go.
But I don't care. I'll talk to Cindy Busby about like what she's making for
Have
dinner.
you interviewed her
I have
before?
not.
You are getting your Mount Rushmore
I
just checked off.
yes.
I need to create a Mount Rushmore. I don't have one. And so far I have talked to one of mine. Actually, no, two. Did you interview Vic Webster? Was I on that?
I interviewed him and you were not on it.
Shoot, I missed him.
Wait, so was it Steve Basic or Dylan Neal?
Oh, Steve Basic and Dylan Neal and Vic Webster. So I got 3. So I went to 2 of the 3.
You have to figure out who your 4th is.
Oh, I love Chris Russell.
Really? He'd be your Mount Rushmore.
I have to think on this, Eric.
The best of.
Well, I do like me some Chris Russell.
Cindy Busby and Chris Russell go hand in hand, so we can.
I'm like, who else? I'm gonna have to think on this to see. Yeah, like I have an eclectic taste. That's an eclectic group.
Like I don't mind the guy, but I would not put him in the powerhouse of Hallmark actors. But I like him.
I think he's great. I like the what was that? The movie, Christmas movie that was so bad it was good. When he was a teacher, was he colorblind?
The one colorblind. Wait, seriously?
It was so bad it's good. I had such a good time with that movie.
I had it with just It's So Bad. I missed the second half of that one.
I was like, if it was on, I'd watch it again. I thought it was so bad it was good.
I think on that note, we should say goodnight.
It's getting too late for me, clearly. All right. Until next week.
Until next time, Andrea. Bye.
Bye.
This podcast was created by fans for fans and is not affiliated with or sponsored by Hallmark or the Hallmark Channel.